A Narrows family is trying to look towards a brighter future after being hit with tragedy, losing their home in a fire and loving on a newborn baby fighting for life in the NICU. It's something they say they thought would never happen to them. I sat down with the family to see how they're coping and what their next steps are.
I've described it as a nightmare that you can't wake up from.
What was supposed to be a happy occasion turned into agony. 21-year-old Caitlin Blankenship and her fiance Clay Mayberry were finally meeting their baby girl after being in the hospital for 2 weeks due to severe preeclampsia and hypertension.
The whole time it was, I can't wait to go home. Cannot wait to go home. And then my blood pressure had spiked and they're like, you're gonna have her.
Born at 30 weeks on May 24th, 2024, only 2 pounds, 1 ounce, Tegan Mayberry was welcomed into the world.
My whole time there was pretty much traumatic, you know, having to fight to keep the baby alive and getting like maybe 2 hours of sleep a day.
With a loving family surrounding baby Tegan, everything seemed hopeful, but then tragedy struck the night after her birth. Caitlin's mom, Pamela, was babysitting her grandchildren when she received a call that her home was up in flames.
All I could think about was get the animals out, get them out of the house. But by the time they got there, it was fully engulfed and there was no saving any of them.
14 animals died in the fire. The family's cat Delilah and dog Diesel, along with 2 others, were the only survivors. Narrows Fire Department says the fire took hours to contain. Left was a heartbreaking scene.
It's been very devastating. I barely remember the drive down. I was just so emotional and I cried for days. And having to call her, knowing she had just been through a birth and everything, it was horrible.
Driving up the hill, you can see the remains of where the house once stood. It's the only home Pamela has ever known. A place hard for her to accept is gone.
This is the first time I've come this close to everything. I just haven't been able to bring myself to come and actually look at the damage up close. It's just too much.
You can still smell burning in the air, and although the foundation of this house is still standing, everything else this family can't get back, and the cause of the fire is still unknown. Kitchen appliances and a fireproof lockbox burnt among the rubble, along with family pictures and items passed down through generations. Without a home, Pamela is staying with her son, Caitlin and Clay, by the hospital to be near their little fighter in the NICU.
She's doing great, and the fact that she is breathing on her own now is just such a miracle.
After some time, Pamela says she plans to rebuild on the property, one day giving back to the community that supported them through this tough time. Well, baby Tegan is set to leave the hospital in July, and although the family is still in pain, they're staying hopeful for better days.